Hey everyone, this is going to be my Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 3 preview video. I'm going to talk about everything we can expect. Just like last week, a Redditor wrote a post describing a lot of scenes from Episode 3, and it bolsters the leaked plots. I'll leave the Reddit post link in the description and you can go check it out. I'll be talking about this post throughout this video, so strong spoiler warning. If you don't want to know anything about Season 7, Episode 3, then this is not the video for you. Just stop watching and exit. Please don't complain that I didn't give a warning. Also, keep in mind that the predictions may not be 100% accurate. If you're still on board, then let's get started. The official title of Episode 3 is The Queen's Justice, and the runtime is 63 minutes, which is 4 minutes longer than the previous 2 episodes. Also, I'll talk about the official synopsis of Episode 3. The title Queen's Justice could either refer to Dany or else Cersei. I think the title is actually more about Cersei than Dany, and I'll explain in a moment. Bran and Meera arrive in Winterfell, and then she leaves for Greywater Watch. We probably won't see her around for a while. Sansa is very excited to see Bran after a very long time, but he is rather more focused on the problem which the realm is about to face. She understands that her brother has changed. Bran tells Sansa that he knows what Ramsay did to her on their wedding night. Sansa gets uncomfortable, and she believes that all of Bran's visions are true. Jon and Davos arrive at Dragonstone. They are received by Tyrion and Missandei. They both get suspicious when the Dothraki take their boat away. Also, they have to hand over their weapons. As they walk up towards the throne room, dragons fly above them. Since this is the first time both Jon and Davos have seen a dragon, they are stunned. Then Jon and Tyrion discuss whether they are actually still brothers-in-law or not. While Melisandre and Varys watch them coming up, Varys asks Melisandre, "What now?" She replies, "I'll go somewhere else." Varys says, "If you go now, you won't be able to come back." The first part of synopsis, quote, Dany holds court. This is the scene when Dany meets Jon for the first time. This is one of the most anticipated moments in the history of Game of Thrones. Dany sitting on her throne trying to be majestic, and the Dothraki are standing beside her for protection.
I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms, and I will.
She demands Jon to bend the knee, and he refuses. The scene gets very intense as she calls the Stark traitors for joining with King Robert during the rebellion, and Jon replies that her father killed both Brandon and Rickard Stark, which is why they fought against her family. Dany is upset that Jon is the only one who responded to her ravens while the rest of the lords ignored her. Jon tells her that the White Walkers are approaching south of the wall and he needs dragonglass. Dany is astonished by Jon's story and his accomplishments at this young age, but she again insists him to bend the knee. This time Davos comes for his support.
If we don't put aside our enmities and band together, we will die. And then it doesn't matter whose skeleton sits on the Iron Throne.
He insists that they all should put aside their differences and unite against the great evil. He tries to mention Jon's resurrection, but Jon dismisses it. Varys informs her that the Greyjoys and the Sand Snakes lost the sea battle, and she is now more frustrated that she lost 2 of her allies. There is another scene in which Jon discusses the threat of the White Walkers with Tyrion, and he explains the importance of dragonglass. Tyrion doesn't believe these stories, but he knows Jon isn't insane. The Unsullied attack Casterly Rock, which is planned by Tyrion. He knows the strength and weaknesses of Casterly Rock better than anyone. When Tyrion was a young man, Tywin put him in charge of all the drains in Casterly Rock. Tyrion talked about how he got them all unclogged and flowing perfectly. Now, drains are one of the castle's weaknesses. Tyrion knows every drain in Casterly Rock. Now he is using his knowledge to retake his home. The Unsullied sneak into the castle using Tyrion's idea. Once they're inside, there aren't many soldiers, since most of them are with Jaime. The Lannisters will be surprised by this attack, but still they give a good fight. Outside Casterly Rock, they attack the ships that carried the Unsullied army, and at the end, the mission is not much worth for Dany. The next scene is Euron arrives in King's Landing. He is quite the showman now. The leaked photos from the set confirms that victorious, Euron will parade Yara, Ellaria, and Tyene Sand through the streets of King's Landing, and the common people will cheer him. He enters the throne room with swag, and Cersei is definitely pleased. He also tells Cersei that he would make a great husband. The second part of synopsis, quote, Cersei returns a gift. It's now time for the Queen's Revenge, or we can say the Queen's Justice, which is the title of this episode. In the dungeons under the Red Keep, Ellaria and Tyene Sand both are in chains. Ellaria is terrified when she sees the mountain. If you recall, in the Season 5 finale, the Sand Snakes poisoned Princess Myrcella. It's time for Cersei to return the favor. She puts some sort of poison on her lips, just like Ellaria. She gives Tyene the kiss of death. Ellaria watches helplessly as her daughter dies. Later, Cersei has a meeting with the representative of the Iron Bank. For those who have forgotten, if a Lannister always pays his debts, then the Iron Bank will always have its due. The Iron Bank asks Cersei to pay the crown's debt, but she tries to negotiate a new deal. Winter is here, and the Iron Bank is keen to collect the debt. He simply says, "If you can't pay, don't worry about me. I found someone who has troops and dragons." Well, this is the policy of the Iron Bank. If the crown fails to pay the loans, they'll simply start funding their enemies. The representative threatens Cersei that he'll start funding Dany, who can dethrone her. This worries Cersei, and she plans to plunder the wealth of Highgarden so that she can pay the Iron Bank. Now, the Tyrells are the wealthiest family in Westeros, and they have a lot of resources which King's Landing completely depends on. Tywin knew that the crown owes a tremendous debt to the Iron Bank. He knew that only with the support of the Tyrells he can pay back those loans. That's why he was hell-bent on securing the Tyrell alliance. But Cersei didn't understand the situation. She just blew them all. Now she orders Jaime to seize Highgarden from Lady Olenna, and he does successfully conduct the siege with the help of Randyll Tarly. Jaime marches into the castle and finds Lady Olenna holding a cup filled with poison. She confesses that she's responsible for Joffrey's death, and Jaime lets her drink the poison. In Old Town, Sam gets punishment as a reward for curing Jorah's grayscale. I don't want to go into details. He is reportedly assigned to do more work, something which we have seen in Episode 1. At Winterfell, with Jon left to Dragonstone, Littlefinger plays his manipulation game. He tells Sansa to fight every battle.
Everyone is your enemy. Everyone is your friend. Every possible series of events is happening all at once. Don't fight in the north or the south. Fight every battle, everywhere. Always. In your mind.
I hope Sansa will handle him more effectively. There is also a scene featuring Jon and Dany on the terrace where they talk about dragons, but still the main subject is dragonglass. Before I finish, I have a question for you guys. Do you think Euron will execute his niece Yara, or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So that's all. Thanks for watching, like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe.